Boy, you just can't make this up. That's what that beautiful patriots say around the world, man. My brothers and sisters, I hope everybody is blessed, well, healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. Oh, man. Y'all see the title, man. Old Jesse. And this is funny get real, man. Kamala just made the biggest mistake of her campaign. And, communist Kamala. Comrade Kamala. You just can't make this stuff up, man. We are in big trouble, man. And there are people still clapping this on. Clueless. We need common sense back, man. We got to make common sense great again. And it's sad that her supporters can't even see the screw ups, the failures, the lies. You know, it's sad, man. We're living in some disgraceful times, y'all. I tell you that. You know. But I still believe it's going to be too big to rig this year, y'all. Make sure you comment down below. Too big to rig, man. Prayers for Trump and his family. Prayers for you guys and your family. We don't know what to expect next, man. Every single day, it's something new, you know. But don't let them forget, though. Cheers. Do not let them forget. They want to bury this and sweep it under the rug. Do not let them forget, man. We are fighting to get our country back, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. And let's go and jump into this, man, because a couple y'all sent me this one. Tons of you guys. So let's check it out, man. Old Jesse. And we know Jesse. Old Jesse, man.
Here's prime time. Tomorrow, the DNC officially kicks off. The primetime team's already in Chicago, causing some trouble. It's what we do best. But right before the Democrats' big day, Kamala made the biggest mistake of her campaign. She told us what her plans were. Kamala wants to control the price of food.
I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food. My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules.
Princess Kamala wasn't supposed to have plans, or whatever those plans were. She was supposed to hide them until after the election. But now she wants to pick the price of bacon? Kamala knows what a head of lettuce should cost, even though she hasn't been in a grocery store in 4 years. The princess just waves her magic wand and poof, a loaf of bread's $2.50. Why didn't anyone else think of that? Well, a lot of people did. And it's been a disaster every time.
Every time.
2,000 years ago, Roman Emperor Diocletian put in a price control, punishable by death. Prices went up, and merchants started selling goods on the black market. The Soviets tried it too. That ended in bread lines. Even President Nixon gave it a shot.
The time has come for decisive action, action that will break the vicious circle of spiraling prices and costs. I am today ordering a freeze on all prices and wages throughout the United States for a period of 90 days.
Nixon's price freeze triggered shortages and even more inflation. And then 90 days later, he got rid of them. In Venezuela, Hugo Chavez went on a socialist spending spree, which sent food prices skyrocketing. So he had the same idea as Harris and capped food prices. And Venezuela went from one of the richest countries in the world to one of the poorest. Price controls aren't a new idea. They're just a bad one.
It is a device that governments have repeatedly resorted to try to cover up the effects of their own policies. It is offered as a cure for inflation. It is not a cure for inflation. It has never been a cure for inflation. It is an alleged cure that is far worse than the disease.
The government setting food prices didn't work for Rome, the Soviets, Nixon, or Venezuela. But Kamala thinks she can just wave her magic wand and voila, capitalism disappears. This was her campaign's first opportunity to show us her economic vision, and it turns out she's blind as a bat. We all waited a month to hear what Kamala believed in, and she finally told us it's communism.
A month.
After Kamala said she was going to choose the price of cheese, Bernie Sanders released a statement calling it a very important step forward, or backward. The princess doesn't understand basic math. She thinks supply and demand means when she demands something, the intern supplies it. Kamala's communism would have come out in a primary. And for those Democrats watching, a primary is when politicians compete with each other and do interviews, take questions from voters, and tell us what they believe in. But why bother with democracy when coronating a mysterious princess makes it easier on the Democrats and much easier for her? Kamala can wave her magic wand and build millions of new homes across America.
By the end of my first term, we will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals that are affordable for the middle class. In addition, while we work on the housing shortage, my administration will provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with the down payment on a new home.
Kamala spent $8 billion and she built 7 charging stations. You think she can build 3 million homes? The guy she's running against builds things for a living. If you want a new home, I'd vote for that guy. And she's going to hand anybody who wants to build their first house a check for $25,000. Do you hear that sound? If you listen closely, that's the sound of every home seller raising their listing price by 25 grand.
Simple as that, man. But again, there's still people still clapping this on. $25,000? Yeah. Boy.
This just drives home prices up more. Just like electric cars or college tuition, when the government subsidizes, the price goes up and the country goes deeper in debt. Kamala doesn't care. She's got a wand and a dream, and she's going to wave it until her wrist gives out. She wants to get rid of private health insurance. Poof. And pick the price of drugs. If Big Pharma says that's illegal, she'll make their patents go poof.
For any drug where they fail to play by our rules, I will snatch their patent so that we will take over. And yes, we can do that. Yes, we can do that. Yes, we can do that.
And Kamala says that if men and women are paid differently, you're getting fined.
For every 1% differential between what they are paying men and women for equal work, there will be a fine of 1% of their previous year's profits. That'll get their attention.
Fines, price controls, snatching patents, $25,000 handouts for a couple who just graduated from Harvard and want to scoop up their first starter home in Nantucket. This isn't what the machine coronated Kamala for. They wanted a figurehead who would hide in her castle, not share her Marxist ideas with voters. The machine can drag this princess across the finish line if she just keeps her mouth shut. Naughty little princess.
We've seen it happen in Venezuela. We've seen it happen in the Soviet Union. Price controls just don't work. It expresses a level of economic illiteracy.
We've seen this kind of thing tried in lots of other countries before: Venezuela, Argentina, the Soviet Union, etc. It leads to shortages. It leads to black markets. Plenty of uncertainty.
It sounded a lot like this notion that we were going to set price controls and that we were returning to the 1970s. You can't pay more than, let's say, $2.50 for milk. And if you do, we're going to charge the grocery store with some criminal act. And obviously this hasn't worked, these sorts of policies in Venezuela or Soviet Russia.
Kamala is supposed to be the puppet princess. And now the media is freaking out because she's telling everybody she's a commie. Obama's economic guru tells the New York Times this isn't a sensible policy. Washington Post calls it a gimmick. The Atlantic calls her plan economically dumb. USA Today says, don't fall for it. Charles Gasparino reports Wall Street is working overtime this weekend, warning clients that Kamala is clueless about business. She was supposed to be the corporate America candidate. Lobbyists would be telling her what to do. She's not supposed to have any ideas of her own, or at least she's not supposed to be sharing them. And now she's promising breadlines and free houses? Those donations are going to dry up if she keeps telling voters what's going on in that little head of hers. No more policy from the princess unless it's approved by the media and donors. They were the ones who whacked Biden, and they can whack you too, princess, if you talk without their permission. Kamala will probably get out of this by doing what she's done her whole career.
That Jesse, boy, that Jesse. Hey, one thing I love about this fella, he tell you like it is, man. He tells it like it is, live on air.
I say price control. I don't believe in that anymore. Kamala's already in the White House. She could do everything she's campaigning on today. So why isn't she?
Yesterday, Kamala laid out her so-called economic plan. She says she's going to lower the cost of food and housing starting on day one. But day one for Kamala was 3.5 years ago. So why didn't she do it then? So this is day 1305. We're at 1305. So why isn't she doing it now? Why doesn't she get away from her nice little place with her wonderful husband? Go to Washington and do it now. You could do it right now.
Click here to subscribe to the...
Boy, you just can't make this up. Again, y'all, it's going to be too big to rig. And I see why a lot of people are waking up, man. And I hope and pray that more people continue to wake up, man. We have common sense. It is going to be facts over emotions. I know there's some out there that are still emotions over facts. Trump might have hurt your feelings, but it's going to be facts over emotions. And that you don't fall for this crap. Lies. Failures, man. Communism is not the key. It's not the key, man. Not the key. Let me know what y'all think of this, man. Comment down below. I love you guys. I'm wishing the best in all you guys' life, man. Hope y'all have an amazing start to your week on this beautiful Monday. And we got the DNC. Got a lot of stuff coming up, man. So I hope y'all are ready. We're going to be dropping a lot of coverage. I love y'all. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace and love, y'all.